What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. This is a beautiful day, Daytona Beach. I'm at Maserati Alfa Romeo of Daytona Beach, and in front of me I have two beautiful machines. On the left, the 2018 Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, and on the right hand side, the 2018 Alfa Romeo Giulia TI Sport. So I wanted to show you guys these cars lined up to each other because I don't think I've done an Alfa Romeo comparison, especially with the Giulia. And when the Stelvio Quadrifoglio comes in as well, I'll get the Stelvio Quadrifoglio in front of us and we'll do something similar to this. But since I have these two cars in front of me, the one on the left is $80,000 to where the one on the right is $50,000. So for anyone who is new in the market, I kind of want to let you know what are the differences between the two, because I know people ask all the time, you know, if I'm buying the one on the left, does it justify me just not getting the one on the right? So let's go through a couple of things, including performance and the paint colors and wheels and all that kind of stuff that you might not know about the two compared to each other. So since we have these cars side to side, I want you to look at the very front bumper at the bottom. See if you notice a difference at all between the two. Take a mental image, we're gonna go over it really quickly. So we'll start with the Quadrifoglio because you'll notice some things that are there that aren't on the regular Giulia TI. Notice the groove right here on the outer edge is engraved in the lower front bumper. Also, this air intake here goes all the way inside there for the radiator on both sides of the bumper. You'll also notice that the front lip here is carbon fiber, and it comes with all Quadrifoglios in carbon fiber, but on the regular Giulia Sport, it will stop here and it would be in a matte color to where the carbon goes all the way along the sides and all the way along the front of the bumper there. So you'll just see it on both sides, obviously here, but goes and continues all the way down. Pretty big difference, right? So let's step back and see if you can notice those things I talked about there, looking at it and getting a mental image, and then going to this side and seeing that those grooves aren't there on the side. The intakes does not have an indentation in the bumper there. It just goes straight across for the honeycomb grille. And then the front lip, as you can see there, does not spread all the way along, but it stops right there in the center, and I'll try to get out of the way so you can see the shadow. Stops right there in the center instead of going all the way along the front there. So you'll see it gives the Giulia Quadrifoglio a little bit more of an aggressive look right up front. You'll also notice the hood is different. The hood for the Sport is a flat hood. Just simple, right? Little grooves on the side, but nothing you can really recognize unless you're really up on it. You get to the Quadrifoglio side, you're seeing the honeycomb grille with the nostrils on the hood. Take a look at that. So it's adding to that aggressive look, and the slits on the side of the front bumper, to where if you step back and see, it's a little bit more tame on the right hand side of the Giulia Sport. Now the sun's not directly on it, but right off the back you're going to tell that there's a little bit more depth with the Quadrifoglio as far as the exterior paint goes. That's because this has the Trofeo Tri-Coat paint, which is a $2,200 US dollar option. And like I said, the sun isn't quite on it, but it almost, if I were to describe it, is a pearl white color, and it flakes and sparkles when in direct sunlight. Unfortunately, as though, you know, the sunlight's in and out. Let's see if we can catch it in the paint here, but you can kind of tell that that's what gives it more depth to go with those aggressive lines. So it's always recommended to, if you're getting something like that, to see what kind of paint options are out there, to see if maybe those would really enhance the looks of the car, which I feel like they do here. Here's a better cut to that paint. The sun just came out for a second, so I wanted to get it, but you can see the depth there and the sparkle in that paint. It just really makes a difference, let me tell you guys. You can tell, just look at that. To where if you go to this side, you can tell it's just more flat. And not bad. It's a nice, bright, brilliant white. Not the same look though. Also, looking right off the back, you'll see that on the right-hand side, you actually have an extra option on the Giulia Sport, and that is the panoramic roof. Now, the panoramic roof automatically comes in black. So you know if there's a black roof on a Giulia, it's a panoramic roof because it turns the whole thing black. There's no other way to do it. So if it's not, then you won't see a regular sunroof. It'll be just like how the Quadrifoglio is. But since this has a panoramic roof, you'll see the black going all the way up top, and it does also black out there the antenna. Now it is noted that you cannot do the gloss black panoramic sunroof as you do on the TI on the Quadrifoglio, because the Quadrifoglio has a carbon fiber roof. This is just matched paint to match the car, as the hood is, the hood being carbon fiber but matching the car paint. Same with the roof here. It's in carbon fiber, but the paint here is matching, so you're not gonna see it. So that is the reason why you're not gonna see one with the black roof. That is a sunroof, to where if you were to just wrap it gloss black on the Quadrifoglio. Now on the side here, you see the front fenders are very noticeably different. On the left is the Giulia TI, and on the right is the Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, I wanted to just, let you know that because I did switch sides, so I didn't want to confuse anyone. So you do see the clover leaf that comes on every Quadrifoglio, and you also have your insert grille on the side here as well, extra airflow. With that, on the left, it's just the front fender. So you can kind of see the difference there, to where it's more styling, but functionality, and then the normal spec. So that you guys have to decide which one you like better. You'll also notice coming down the side of the Quadrifoglio, you'll see the carbon fiber side skirts. They're at the very bottom of the side skirts and kind of go into the side of the car there, which looks really cool design wise. I really like how they designed these. Now at first glance, you probably say, these are the same style wheels, right? Which you wouldn't be wrong. They're the same style. They're both the 5-hole wheels, but there are different finishes on each wheel. See if you can notice the difference right off the back. We do have the yellow Alfa Romeo calipers, but this one has the drilled brake rotors. So this one doesn't. And then here on the Giulia Quadrifoglio, you have the dark hole Technico wheels, to where you have the polished aluminum wheels right here on the TI. And notice on the TI, you have the colored emblem, to where the emblem here is done in black. So there is a difference between the finish of the wheel, not the style. You do have P0 Corsa tires, which are the big boys, to where they are Bridgestone here on the TI Sport. Both 19-inch wheels. I mean, favorably my top wheel, one of my top wheels of all time. This is such an aggressive, awesome looking wheel. There's not too many wheels out there like it, and I love it. Also, something quickly I want to bring up that you may not have noticed. The surround window sill are both black, gloss black shall I say, on the vehicles. Now that is an option to get this in gloss black around the windowsill. When you do tint the windows, it does go very nicely with the surround, especially if you do the black roof. Not all Giulias have this. They will normally have the chrome surround. So I just want to let you guys know that that is an option that's on these cars. Now looking at the rear, with the TI Sport being on the left and the Quadrifoglio on the right, what do you notice? Well, right off the back, you're gonna notice the trunk lid spoiler in carbon fiber here on the Quadrifoglio. And that comes with the Quadrifoglio models. You can get it without. Why you would spec it without it, I don't even know. Top here, Giulia Sport. no trunk lid spoiler. You'll notice a difference also in the diffusers. So you're gonna definitely get a much more aggressive diffuser here in the Quadrifoglio. Honeycomb grille going along the lines at the top, but wide open mouth exhaust here. You do have your reflectors right above the exhaust on both models, but then you have those rivets down there at the bottom of the diffuser, which look mean and gives it up a more aggressive rear. Now don't count the Sport out, because it does have a different diffuser than the other Giulias. Talking about the Lusso and base model Giulias, to where it has a honeycomb grille surround. Now it's fake, but it's a styling thing around the exhaust. Reflectors, like I said, were in the same spot, but you do have a more aggressive looking diffuser because you also have those rivets, but a lot smaller on the TI. So you still have them in the center part of the diffuser, just not as aggressive. So I'm gonna kind of go along both of them so you can kind of see them back to back. Let's see how smoothly I can do this. So you guys can see the difference there. On the Quadrifoglio here, 2.9 liter V6, 505 horsepower, and 443 foot-pounds of torque. This is the big boy here, and you guys have seen videos of me in this car and being driven hardcore. And two different Quadrifoglios, and you know how fun it is. You know how exhilarating it is to drive, and it justifies whatever price you need to pay for this car. Also, not to overshadow the engine, but right over the top of it is the carbon fiber hood. So as you can see, there's your carbon fiber weave there, and obviously that is for the weight savings of the hood. What do you guys think? I know everybody loves this engine, but it's a rhetorical question. Now don't count out the 2 liter, 280 horsepower and 306 foot-pounds of torque in the Alfa Romeo Giulia TI Sport. You guys have seen me drive this thing, and you know that I have had a blast in this as well. So as you can obviously tell, it's an inline 4, and it's a little different from the V6 that's in the Quadrifoglio, but still plenty of torque, plenty of horsepower. You know, I did make a suggestion on maybe Alfa making a more powerful, you know, between the Quadrifoglio and TI graded engine in the 300 horsepower range. There's rumors that that's supposed to be coming out, so this might not be the only variant of engine between the two that we might see. We might get something in the middle, so I'm hoping that that might be a real thing that happens. But as far as this goes, it's great for the car, and you'll have tons of fun in this as well. Going into the interior of the Quadrifoglio, you're gonna see a bit of a difference. So with this model, you do have the steering wheel to start with, Alcantara on the top and in the insides here. On the bottom here, carbon fiber on the other half, and then you have your red engine start stop button. Possibly one of the best steering wheels in the game also. It's beautiful. I mean, nobody can argue with that. It is a beautiful looking steering wheel. Moving aside from that, you also have your Alcantara seats mixed with leather. You have the contrasted stitching in green and white with the Alcantara insert in the middle of the back and on the butt there. You also have carbon fiber flowing along on the trim here, right there in the center. Contrasted stitching on the leather there. The theme follows through the rear with the Alcantara and leather. Carbon fiber on the door trim there, as you can see it on the back, right along the speaker and the door handle. You also have on the dash carbon fiber mixed with leather and the contrasted stitching as well. So very nice, very loaded with the spec there. Also carries over into the door here. Now let's go take a look at the materials in the 2018 Ti. Stepping into the Ti Sport interior, you'll notice it still has a great design language, just a little different from the Quadrifoglio. So you'll notice the steering wheel, leather wrapped, flat bottom, but that's pretty much it. Still have your start button, still have your pedal shifters as the Quadrifoglio has, but nothing really highlighted as far as the features goes. No Alcantara or carbon fiber, and the start button is not red. Now, some people might like this look a lot better than the other. It definitely is an acquired taste between the two. You never know, it's very subjective, but you know, that's just justifies that over there. You have extra materials and stuff. That's where a lot of the price comes from the different materials. Also, you have the seats here. They're the sport leather seats. Look really good. You'll notice the leather here. Perforated leather. Follows the same design language through the back. No contrasted stitching in this model specifically, but you can get it. And then you'll notice the trim. It's more an aluminum look for the Sport. Still very nice. The white color you see, Alfa likes to call that ice. It's not really white. It's kind of like an off-white. And that also follows the same trim throughout the back of the car as well. You do have that dual pane sunroof, so you're getting a lot of natural light inside of this car. Up front, not really any leather. A lot of the leather package would come with the Lusso if you were to get it in the base model Giulias for the Giulia Ti and the Ti Sport. So Ti Sport doesn't really come with the leather right up top on the above dash. The Lusso does, and you'll see the stitching and stuff to match as well. But as far as this goes, you still have the aluminum pedals that carry over, and then the door trim and everything will match there. Leather here. No leather up top though, or on the bottom. So you kind of see where they differ between the two. Now here's something that may matter: what you're gonna pay at the pump and how much fuel consumption you're really gonna get. Premium is recommended for both vehicles. As far as this is the Giulia Ti Sport. And you're looking at about 24 city to 33 highway on this car. To where on the Quadrifoglio, you're looking at about 17 city to 24 highway. What you guys probably really want to hear, literally, is the sound difference between the two. Let's hope this wind doesn't get the best of us today, and let's hear the exhaust note. So let's just take a look at the window sticker here of the Quadrifoglio. That is your base price there. That is your total price. These are your standard options here. Back up to standard options here. And these are your optional equipment options. And that's what it comes to. We did talk about fuel economy, so that is your sticker for that. And that is the 2018 Quadrifoglio. Let's take a look at the Ti Sport. Base 39. After options, 50,000. This is your standard equipment here on the Giulia Ti. And a lot of optional equipment here. fuel consumption. And that is your TI Sport. So now, after comparing and contrasting the two, performance specs, exterior, interior, what do you guys think? Which one would you take? Now, a lot of us would probably gravitate towards the Quadrifoglio, but the TI Sport, it does what it's supposed to do at the price range it's supposed to do it at, which is why the Giulia did get Car of the Year for 2018. Both of them do what they're supposed to do quite well, which is why they are doing so well as far as in the market goes. So I want to know, which one would you guys pick, even if money was no option, or would you take both of them? With that said, guys, comment below. I want to know. Subscribe to the video if you guys like more amateur Maserati Alfa Romeo videos. Giveaway. The giveaway is almost done, so definitely go to that giveaway video for the Maserati Heritage book and the Maserati hat. I want to be able to give that away to you guys, so make sure you go to that video to enter. And like this video, get it up in the ranks so we can get the new Giulia customers informed. With that said, guys, it's been Ron's Rides. It's been fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.